What's up guys, edrone here, and today we're going to take a look at what just might be the next best budget FPV camera. Stay tuned. This is the Runcam Robin with the 1.8mm lens, takes 5 to 36 volts. And what's so exciting about this little guy is it is actually a micro camera. I have the 4:3 aspect ratio with a 1.8mm lens, and this is the Xilo edition. So what's so exciting about this camera is it is extremely affordable. I'm going to put the price up on the screen here. Very competitive pricing. So what Runcam is trying to do here is give a budget-friendly option of a micro camera. You may know they have the Micro Eagle, which is a very nice camera. However, it is quite expensive. And when it comes to breaking cameras, stuff like that, this is a very expensive part that you don't want to be breaking and constantly replacing. So let's go ahead and take this guy out of the box, see what you get in the box. First thing you're greeted with is the camera on the right hand side, and then we have some accessories here. And what they've done to kind of keep the price down is they haven't included a lot of extra accessories that you don't need. So let's take a look at the bag here. They give you a full-size converter mount, so you can use this in a full-size quad if you need. They give you the cable to hook it up, and they give you some screws. And that's pretty much it. That's all you get with this camera. Now here's the camera itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. Look how small this is. I mean, wow. Talk about a fully functional micro camera for a budget price. Now, you have this menu port right here. So if you actually have the controller that plugs in to the connector here, you can change the camera settings. If you have one of these little cables laying around, you'll be in good shape. This came with one of my other cameras for the Runcam, and all we're going to do, go ahead and access the menu, is go ahead and plug in this 2-pin, like so. Then we'll go ahead and plug power in, and then we can go ahead and access the camera menu to look at the settings. Okay, here in the menu camera settings, you can see we have the wide dynamic range set to high from the factory. You can see what happens when you turn it off. And we'll take a look at the medium and the low setting. I would definitely recommend leaving that on high, as it gives you the best detail, especially in the shadows. You also have the lens. You can do iris or fix. I would leave that to fix. I feel like it looks better. And yeah, you can see with the wide dynamic range off, it looks terrible. You also have your white balance. You can actually manually adjust that if you want. I would just recommend leaving that to auto. Unless you're really trying to like tune it in for the exact day you're flying. You can adjust your brightness, which it comes halfway up from the stock settings. You can adjust your contrast, your color gain, your sharpness. Now the sharpness is halfway up, and you can see as you go down, it definitely helps with that aliasing. Look at that aliasing when I turn it all the way up. Now, another thing they've done to make this camera cheaper is there is no on-screen display built in this camera, which most of us nowadays don't even use that anyway. We use the on-screen display on our flight controller. So this is another option that they were able to take out of this to keep the price down. Now, here on the left-hand side, you have your regular 3-pin connector. You have 5 volt to 36 volt input voltage range, ground in the middle, and video on the outside. You have a lens cover here that comes with the camera, and you can see right here on the top it says Xilo for the Xilo edition. Pretty cool. So this is the Robin Xilo edition. Let's go ahead and take a look at this compared to a regular full-size camera. As you can see on the right-hand side, this is the Runcam Eagle 2, which is the full-size camera, and we have the Robin on the left. And look at the size difference on this guy. You're going to be able to fit this micro camera in a lot tighter builds. It's going to be very nice for you to get this camera in some tight builds. And you see here we have the RC 18mm lens But look at the size difference. I mean, I would venture to say this is almost double the size and probably double the weight as well. So check that out. Yeah, very small form factor. See that there? But yeah, definitely a good budget option if you're looking to get into the hobby. You don't want to spend a lot of money on a premium camera. Check out the Runcam Robin. And another good feature, a couple good features about this camera, is they actually advertise it has lower latency than the original Runcam Eagle. So this is going to be better suited for racing because it has the lower latency. Also, they advertise that this camera in particular has a better wide dynamic range than the original Eagle. So that's definitely something to take a look at and something to consider if you're thinking about buying this camera. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and strap this camera on one of my quads, and we're going to power it up, and we're going to walk outside, and we're going to compare and contrast the shadows and the lights, and we're going to look at this with the stock settings. I'm not going to change any of the settings in the camera. We're just going to look at it stock out of the box, and you guys can let me know what you think down below. I'm also going to put a link in the description down below for this item if you want to check it out. But I think this is very exciting that we're in a day and age now. We can actually get nice name brand micro cameras for a cheap and affordable price. Very exciting. And put this in the full size mount so you guys can take a look and see what it looks like in the full size mount. And here is the Runcam Robin in the full size mount. And it actually looks really clean, very easy to install. And you can see if we compare it now to the Eagle 2, it's still smaller even with the full size mount, obviously, but you're able to mount this guy anywhere you would normally mount a full size camera. That's what's so exciting about it coming with this mount here. Okay, we are on board the TBS Source 1 with the Runcam Robin. Now, first thing you'll notice is definitely a lot of detail in the sky and the clouds. Color looks pretty nice, pretty clear. Definitely way over sharp. Look at the trailer. Look how the lines are kind of reflecting, especially on the siding as well in the garage. The sharpness is way too sharp, so definitely might want to turn that down. Here you can see some detail in the trees and the colors. Look at underneath in the shadows. We can see the grass, we can see the clippings. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how quickly the camera adjusts from being blocked and going right back at it. It's actually pretty fast. It actually pretty fast does it recover from going from dark to light. See that? A little bit of a delay there, but definitely not unmanageable. Yeah, it's pretty fast. So look at the siding, how it's kind of shining and it's like reflecting. That's that over sharpness. You can turn that down in the settings. This is just the way it came from the factory stock, but definitely totally flyable. You see back here, we're going back in the shade again underneath the trees. You can see we have a nice wide view. Once again, look on the side on the right, you can see the shininess, the reflecting of the lines of the siding. That's that over sharpness. But look at the stones. You can see the debris on the stones. You can see some of the ghost limbs here in the trees. Definitely completely manageable and totally flyable. I really do like the colors. The colors are pretty spot on. And the wide dynamic range is very nice. This is going to allow you to fly in and out of the shadows without losing your detail. So look on the ground, you can see all the clippings, you can see the stones and the dirt there. Just very good with picking up the detail. And then back over here, we'll show you what the trees look like in the branches. You can see some of the ghost branches in there. Now notice the light has kind of gotten overexposed. The sky is like bright white. The brightness is a little high, and I'm going to turn it down. You'll see here in a sec. I'll turn the brightness down on my goggles. That will help with the overexposure. So if you're getting a little bit too bright a sky, just turn down your brightness in your goggles, and that can help as well. You can also turn down the brightness on the camera itself, but I feel like it's easier to just adjust your goggles. That's something you can do on the fly. But Yeah, you see how shiny and reflective everything is? That's due to that over sharpening, which the sharpening from the factory was turned halfway up. So you could probably turn that down, two or three clicks, and that might help a lot with that aliasing that you're getting there on the siding and on the vehicles. You can see it really, really reflecting there. But all in all, I think the picture looks great. I definitely think it's very comparable to my Runcam Eagle 2. And for the price, I mean, you are not getting a bad picture here. This is completely flyable. You can see the detail in the shadows. Excellent wide dynamic range and lots of detail. The sky there, you can actually make out all the clouds. And this is a semi-cloudy day with partly sunny. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and test it one more time. Okay, there you go. See, it's got a little bit of a delay, but definitely not bad. Definitely something that you can work with and manage. So let's go back inside and take a look on the bench. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And this camera is actually going to be going in my brand new Freestyle Premium build that I'm going to be doing videos on very shortly, so keep your eye out for that. And I want to go ahead and just do this camera separate because I think it's one of the most exciting new pieces of tech that's come out that's budget friendly. So yeah, keep your eye out for that. We'll be doing the new build series coming very soon. And until next time, guys, edrone out.